Hello my dear students, and welcome once again to another video in our class in Domain Course 1. In this video, we are going to create a mock-up design of a fictitious web page using an open source vector graphics called Inkscape. Okay, so just like any other endeavors, you need to do some preparations in designing your mock-up. First is you can go ahead and open up Google Chrome for this. What we want to use here is a grid template that will allow us to put our shapes according to exact dimensions based on a standardized 12 column page design. To do this, we are going to search for 960 grid system, 960 S. Let's just use this one, 960.gs grid system, and we are going to look for the template for Inkscape. Okay, so you have here under downloads, you have a lot of downloadable files here. This will download a file called 960 grid system master. I already downloaded it, so I'm not going to proceed with it. But what it contains is a lot of a template for different formats for different platforms. So if we open up, it is a zip file, and inside there we have templates, and under templates here are the different templates for different platforms. There's for Illustrator, here's for Inkscape, here's for Photoshop, there's also for GIMP. Since we'll be using Inkscape in this demonstration, I'll be opening up Inkscape, and here we have the 12 column, 16 column, and the 24 column. We'll be using the 12 column for this particular example. I already downloaded it in my work area, working folder for this tutorial. It's under here, under mockup. Actually, it's here. Wala na day. Let me go back. Templates, Inkscape. We're gonna use this guy. Put it there. Okay. So if you open this up in Inkscape, we have this. We have a grid. Actually, let me get rid of the grid. Page grid. Okay, so this is the guide. This is the 12 column template. If you will be using Bootstrap later on, Bootstrap uses 12 column, and many other CSS frameworks for that matter, they use 12 column. That is why we are using this. So next thing that we need to prepare is of course our color combination. The design that I'll be making here is a web page for farm products, for some local farm products. So I'll be looking for a green primary color here. So let me first open up our color wheel. We'll be using the one from Canva, or we can use others as well if you want to. All right, I'll be using this one, and be checking up a greenish primary color with a little bit darker. Okay, and I'll be using triadic. So here is our color combination. I'll just grab it. Since I won't be doing any HTML yet, I'll just grab the color and put it into my project so that I can drop. I can do a dropper to select the color itself. So just select that and copy, and then put it onto my project right there. So here are my resources. The first resource is the color. Next is the font. The fonts I'm going to use here, you can go to fonts.google.com, and I'll be using Montserrat font. Okay, this one. So what you need to do is click on Montserrat and click on download family. I already did this. So after clicking download family, it's going to download a zip file. I already have that. Okay, and after opening downloading the zip file, what you can do is extract the zip file. It will extract out a folder. This one. Inside that folder will be the different flavors of the Montserrat font. All you have to do is install this into your system. In Ubuntu, you open up a font. As you can see, this font is already installed. But if it were not installed, this would have been a green button to install it. But in Windows, what you need to do to install a font, I think you already know, is to select that font file. I will be using thin, light, and regular. These three. All you have to do is copy this and paste it into drives. C, under C, Windows, and under Windows there's a folder called fonts. So, and you'll be needing elevated privileges to do that, meaning you have to be the admin user of that Windows system that you're using in order for you to be able to copy these font files into the fonts folder under Windows. So to check, going back to our Inkscape, and I'll try to open up a text. And from here, we can select our fonts. And let's see if there's a Montserrat. Okay, there's, Ninglapas. There you go, the Montserrat. And this Montserrat font got 3 sizes. This probably the thin one, and there's the light and the normal. Okay, let's have the thin one, and let's have a size 20. All right, there's the font. That's good. If you change this to a different flavor of the Montserrat, maybe the light one or the normal one. Okay, the normal and the thin looks the same. Anyway, I'll be using the light probably. Okay, so next thing that we need to prepare is our featured image, the one that I'm going to put here at the top as a featured image. In real life situation, your photographs has to be original. So either you produce it graphically or you take a picture of a nice angle in the farm that you will use as your featured image for this web page. In this case, in this demonstration, since this is just a demo, we're just going to look for a farm picture in Google Images. A farm landscape would be good. And let's try to select one. Maybe this one. This one's good. I'll just get rid of this. Okay, copy image and put it there. Okay, so that's all our preparations that we need to do. Now we are going to start with actual designing our mockup. Alright, so to start with our design, I want to cut out this featured image. I want to use only this part so that dili ma-appeal ning a watermark that is obvious. I'll take this rectangular tool and draw it over the picture. And then select both the picture using F1, select the picture, and holding shift click on the rectangular shape, so they are both selected, and then right click and set clip. So there you go. Just like that, we have clipped our image. And now you can, by the way, when you resize, you have to hold your control key so that it will not be stretched like that. Okay, you hold your control key so that it will continue, or it will be using the exact um, not resolution, I should say ratio of the picture. I think this is too high. Let me undo this and maybe make this a little smaller like that, or shorter. Okay, again, select them both, set clip. Then hold, of course, hold the control key. Since this is the featured image, it should go all the way to the edge like that. Okay, next, we don't have a logo. Again, in real life situation, as perhaps if you are a single man, a one man project team here, you have to be the one to also design the logo for the website if and when the client, your client, do not have a logo yet. Most often, na sila yung logo daan. So, all you have to do is get a good copy, not a bad copy of the logo. Otherwise, if they cannot provide a good copy of the logo, you have to replicate the logo so that you'll have a clean copy of it. But in this example, we don't really have a time to design our logo, so we'll just look for a logo ourselves. Again, going back to Google. Let's look for farm logo. I think this is good. All right. So copy this and paste it here. And I'll just clip this again. If you want your clip, when you clip and sometimes you want to see behind it, okay, just draw it, and then here in the opacity, adjust this to maybe 50% so that you can see what's behind. And so you can center it or adjust, but make whatever adjustments that you need to make. And it's easy because you can see what's behind. And then again, click them both and set clip. So now we have our logo. Okay, this is a good logo. I want to put it like that. Of course, this is now a actual content, so this should be aligned in our grid like so. Okay, if you want to see your output without the guidelines, you simply press the shift and the bar. Just the bar is usually found at the left side of the enter key. Okay, or you can go here, click on view, and then guide. So this is the bar I am referring to. It's a toggle. Okay, so you can have something like that. Next, I wanna put the main menu navigation here at the top. Okay, so let's bring back the bar again. You can put here a text. So from here to that area. Okay, and of course we'll be using our font Montserrat, and maybe make it a little bit. I think that's good, cool. And of course this is going to use our color palette. But later we'll change the color. So let's have home. Oops, what happened? I genuinely don't know what happened there. Anyway, oops. Home. About. Products. Contact us. Maybe we'll add a brochure. Okay. And this is too large, so maybe use 14. And okay. And make it align to the right. And of course, our color has to be based on our color scheme. So I'll be selecting the dropper to select that color right there. Okay. And maybe I want to add some kind of a framing. Of course, we cannot have the same background color and foreground color. Of course not. Again, we'll use our dropper. Oh, that's okay. Now we're gonna need to think some taglines. Uh, let's try changing this to a very dark color, like a usual. Okay, I think that would be better. And maybe give it an opacity instead of a solid color. Right. And maybe make it stretch all the way. Slightly better, right? Okay. So let's now put a tagline inside of here. Of course, we'll have a text. Our tagline is going to be eat healthy, live wealthy. That's our tagline. and you have to put it somewhere here. I think we should align it with this one. See the guides. Okay, like many what's this, featured image, they usually put make this image darker and then the taglines to be white. So let's do that by covering our featured image with a rectangle. And of course, the color of the rectangle should be black. Okay, and move it down a little bit. And then this, lower the opacity a little bit. And this should be white. Let's make this a little bit bigger, of course. And there you go. Don't forget to save your work every single time you make major changes. Alright, next is we are going to put some social media links or buttons along this area. We'll have Facebook, Twitter, Google, and finally we'll have here a bigger button for making phone calls so that customers can call immediately. So first, let's take a look at the Facebook logo. I wanted to have something round, so this is good. About this one. Okay, this is perfect. Right click and copy and paste it here. So big. It's okay. We'll have a standard size for this, our logos. Let's have it stand at 100 or 80. So 80 by 80. Oh, that should be the one. Next, let's look for Google. All right. Let's take this. Of course, this is not round, so we're gonna have to clip it with a round shape. Okay, and again, size this as 80 by 80. There you go. There's our Google logo. Next, we'll have Twitter. Okay, this is good because it's round. But although it's round, it has uh, rectangular content. So again, we'll use this to clip it. Okay, and finally we'll have a phone logo. All right. So let's now position these guys into here. We'll have our Facebook here. And of course, let's grab a guideline. Why is it not snapping? All right. There's our. I think they're too large. I really think they're too large. Okay. That's better. Now we're going to put the featured products in this next section here. We'll use 3 columns, or we'll divide this whole area into 3, and we'll display the 3 featured products would be fresh milk, fresh vegetables, and fresh meat. Let's do that. First of all, let's have fresh milk. Of course, we have no we don't have any pictures of our milk. In real life situation, you're gonna have to produce pictures. Maybe take a picture yourself of the products that you feature on your web page. But since this is just a demonstration, we'll simply be looking for pictures in the internet. First, fresh milk. We don't want this. We want milk in the bottle. Okay, this is good. Or this one. Again, we're going to have it reshaped according to our designs here. So we have to make all 3 pictures, the picture of the milk, picture of the vegetables, and the meat, to have the same dimension. Fresh veggies. All right, nice. I think this one is good. Fresh meat. Ooh. All right, this one. Okay. Before we actually put those pictures here, let's identify first the correct dimension of the pictures. Let's bring back the grid. It's going to be we'll divide the whole thing with into three columns. So this is 12 columns divided by 3. That means every one of them will occupy 4 columns. So let's draw in. That's 1 column, 2 columns, 3 columns, and 4 columns. And maybe like that. And to check, you can duplicate this one, move it here, duplicate another, and move it here. So you can see they are balanced. Okay. So this is our dimension for our picture. And so what we can do here is we can adjust our picture according to that dimension. Let's copy this first, and then here we can resize this to maybe that. Okay, I think this is a good clip here. See that? That's one. It's gonna go here. Let's add also a guide for the alignment of these things. There you go. All right. Now let's duplicate this again. Then again, when you resize on the corner, you have to hold the control key to keep the dimension or the ratio of the picture. Set clip. Right. Now I'm gonna put it. There you go. Snap. Finally, this guy here. I think that's good. Okay. There you go. Now we can put some text. This will be for fresh milk, fresh vegetable, and fresh meat. And of course, below will be some article text for each of them. So let's do that. Text. Of course, we'll be selecting a color from our color palette. I'll use this one. will be using normal. This is normal already. 20. Just duplicate this one. And this is fresh vegetables. Again, duplicate. Alright, so our page is gonna look like that. And then finally we'll add some text below it. Let's bring back the guide so that here in our text you can select 12 font and the color, this color. All right. Okay. I should have copied lorem ipsum first. Copy and paste. Paste. So let's just copy this one or duplicate. And there you go. Finally, let's just add a copyright thingy here at the bottom. Keep it at the center. And we're done. So here's our finished product. Of course, this is a very simple design, but I think it's elegant enough. And doesn't have too much technicalities, but for basic designing, this is good enough. Okay, so thank you so much for watching and see you again in the next one.